Hello everyone, this is Robyn and welcome to my Thoughtful Branches online class. I'm so happy that you joined me this week for this class. It's one of my favorites so far, and I know I say that with all of my classes. It's because I truly feel that way. This is a really good stamp set to have in a bundle, and it's only available in the month of August, so it's a good thing that you signed up for this class because now you have this exclusive set that you can use throughout the year. Okay, I'm going to tell you what you should have received if you signed up for the regular class. You should have received the Everyday Branches, I believe that's the name of it, framelit set or thinlit set, Thoughtful Branches stamp set, Early Espresso ink pad, and then the project kit with the envelopes. Your project kit will look a little bit different. Mine I did for the sample and when I take pictures, so I put mine together in a different order sometimes. Now, if you upgraded, you would have received the Old Olive and the Sweet Sugar Plum because we are also using these two ink pads in the class, and I did post that when I posted my class that you will also need these two ink pads. I also had another upgrade for this class, which was the adhesive upgrade. We are going to be using the fine tip glue pen by Stampin' Up. You can use, if you have another sort of liquid glue that's fine tip, these are very intricate thinlits, so we're using those to glue them down and the tree branches down. I'm using adhesive, dimensional, so these all three came in the adhesive pack, and I will try to remember to offer adhesive packs for my upcoming classes because I know a lot of you guys need them. And then you just need scissors and some regular tape. Welcome. If this is the first class you've ever taken from me, I'm so happy to have you. And welcome back to all my past class members. It's a thrill to be able to share these projects with you guys, and I'm so happy that you like my classes. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're going to get started on the very first project. You will also need a big shot or a way that you can cut the thinlits. These are really intricate cuts, so it does help if you have the precision platform. And if you have worked with thinlits before, especially with the Sizzix, and you know a way to cut them out very exact, then you can use whatever you've done in the past. Okay, so we will go ahead and get started. We are going to start with my favorite card first. I did that with one of my last classes. We started with my favorite first. I usually save it to the end, but if it's in, I don't know, I just want to get it done with because it's my favorite, and you're going to be so excited. And it's funny because what I think is my favorite, and I'm like, oh, this is my favorite, I think it's going to be everyone else's favorite, and then I see you guys post your projects, and I see you post different cards that are your favorite, and I love seeing that. Okay, so here are the envelopes that you should have received in your pack. Yours were on the top. And if you are on my team and you just ordered the team packets, I'm now offering that to those who sign up to be on my Stampin' Up! Team. I offer, they can order just the class packets now, and then they'll order all the other product themselves with their discount and to go toward their minimums. So if you're interested in that ever, please just email me or let me know how that works, and I'd love to explain it to you. But if you're on my team, you know, these came in a different order than the order for my regular class members. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start with my favorite, this one up on top. And you know it's my favorite because my favorite color combination right now is the Sweet Sugar Plum with the silver. And I will be demonstrating that a ton during the upcoming holidays in the winter. Just really pretty colors together. Okay, so we are going to be using, let me show you which stamps we're using. We're using this tree right here, just the top, the little decor, and then we're using just the thank you. Those are the only two stamps we're using from this collection. And I want you to notice that they are a different size. So down here it says shown at, well, it should say that, yeah, images at 60%. So they're actually bigger. I don't know if you guys have opened up your stamp sets yet. So they are bigger than you see because the pictures just don't fit on the front if they post them at the actual size. Okay, so we're going to be using this one. And there's a little pointy thing. Make sure that is pointed up. And then the thank you. Now my classes are a lot different from just a regular video. I usually don't edit a lot out, so you might hear kids or a dog barking or something like that. And I just to save on time and to help you with the actual class feel, I leave most of it in. Some things do still have to be edited out, but not everything. And my kids start school next week, so pretty soon I won't have to edit hardly anything out. That'll be great. That'll save me a lot of time. Okay, so I'm using blocks. For the thank you, I'm using Stampin' Up! Clear Mound Block C. And for the treetop, I'm using Block E. So these are definitely blocks that you want to add to your collection. I use them quite a bit. Okay, so now we can go ahead and just, what do I have here? What do I have here? Okay, I folded these over wrong. Hold on, let me grab my other paper. No, I'll just do them with these. Okay, so let me look at this card. Okay, so this is how I have yours set up just a little bit different. And I ran out of class packets, so I wasn't able to do what you guys are doing. But you will have a sheet. I don't know what I did here. I think I have the wrong, oh, I do. Oh, I have 2 classes here. I'm like, what? 2 cards. Okay, so all you'll need for this is the Whisper White thick. And yours are actually cut different. Yours are cut in half, and then you can fold them like this. I originally was going to do the class where the cards went like this. So if you remake the cards, this is a really neat idea for the cards to open that way. Okay, and then you have your silver foil that I've embossed with the large polka dots using the Big Shot. Isn't this just gorgeous? And then we have our sweet sugar plum. And then you will also have a sheet of the, where is it? You will have a sheet of the early espresso, and you should have just an extra sheet of the Whisper White. Find my Whisper White here. Okay. I'm going to use a different piece for that. Okay, so we are going to be using this with the Big Shot. And then let's go ahead and, what are we going to stamp first? Let me get my white piece of paper for you guys. Okay, you will have your Whisper White, and I gave you guys extra paper, so you can just utilize the spots, and then you'll have scrap pieces that you can use for other items later. So we are going to use our sweet sugar plum with this card. We don't need early espresso. And open up your ink pad, and I am going to stamp them like this. Okay, so ink up the top of your tree. And stamp it down. Now, this is a photopolymer, so sometimes the center doesn't stamp as well. So if you find that, you can stamp it on a mouse pad or a foam pad or something like that. Oops, like that. That's my example for you. I'm going to just turn this one over. What I do is if I don't have my pad nearby, I just stick my hand underneath and I just rub it underneath. And that's perfect. Okay. While you have your sweet sugar plum out, we are going to stamp the thank you in these ovals, and I use layering ovals to cut both of these out. And just your thank you should fit in there. These are the clear photopolymer, so you'll be able to see through your stamps, which is pretty cool. And now let's put this away. Okay, let's get our Big Shot out. And we are going to need just this piece and this piece. Everything else we can set aside. And aren't my cute butterflies adorable? I used the Itty Butterfly, I think it's Bitty Butterfly. And I punched it on the silver glimmer. And in your packet, there is the PDF. Well, it's a supply sheet. I call it PDF, but it's the supply list. And it has everything that you need that I've used. Okay, I'm putting down my early espresso. And where did my... Here they are. What in the goodness? Okay, so we're going to be using the tree. And you just put it on here. And you're going to have, like I said, extra. I just wanted to make sure everybody had enough. It's the worst thing, or the worst feeling taking a class and realizing that you don't have enough materials. Or you have to put them on just right. And then if you make a mistake or there's no room for error. Okay, so, oops, let me get this out of here. You'll see why you need a precision probably. So these will just pop out of here because I used the precision. If you didn't use the precision, you might need to poke them out, but they just usually just pop right out if you use the precision. Okay, so I'm gonna do the second one really quick. Make sure I have my garbage this time right next to me, which is very helpful. All right. Put that on there. And I'm going to pull this apart on the side in between my video or in between projects. Okay, so now I'm going to show you. You can set your piece aside. You should have quite a bit left. You could even do another tree if you wanted to. Just really wanted to make sure that you had plenty to work with this time. Okay, so this one I'm going to have to flip it over. So I'm using this and I'm using this piece right here, and it also has a little arrow pointing on top. You will line this up so you will be able to see through, and these should line up pretty well. The little pieces that you stamped, the little purple sweet sugar plum. Lay it on there firmly. And here we go. Okay, so I'm going to do this again. Oops. Look at how pretty that is. And I'm going to do this off camera, the second part. But these just pop out if you use the precision base plate. Okay, I'll be right back and we'll put this card together. Okay, I'm going to adjust this for a minute. I decided to go ahead and show you the paper that actually came in your kit, which are these two pieces of thick Whisper White cardstock, and I've scored them for you at 4 1/4. I've scored everybody's at 4 1/4. I just want you to have the best experience with my class. So want those scored for you guys. Okay, so this card's going to go this way, and let's set those aside. And we will go ahead and take our silver foil sheets that are embossed, and we're going to put adhesive on all 4 sides. This is really important when you're using an embossed piece of paper, so it doesn't like pop up later. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this on here. And then do the same thing with the other one. Okay, we're going to take our ruched ribbon now and fold it in half and then just cut it. And we're going to take just some regular tape right here, and I'm going to put this on the bottom, probably about 3/4 of an inch up, like that, and then just fold it or pull it over to the back and then put your tape on here. Do the same thing with your other one. I know a lot of you guys, and I'm the same way, want to keep at least one of the cards that you make. So that's one of the reasons why we do 2 of each design. So you can keep one for your card display and you can give one away. Or you can always just take a picture and then give them both away, right? Oops, I missed on that. Okay, so while we have these upside down, let's go ahead and put adhesive on them too. And we're going to put these, whoops, it's not sticking very well, on our white pieces of cardstock with the ribbon down at the bottom. And I cut these a little bit smaller. All the dimensions that I cut are on the piece of paper, folded piece of paper underneath everything. I wanted to have a little bit more of a frame with this. Okay, so now we are going to take our 2, we're going to do one at a time. We're going to use our fine tip glue pen. If you've never worked with it before and you guys ordered the adhesive kit, make sure you put this back in immediately or it will clog it. It's quick drying. So I'm going to put this on here, just not everywhere. I'm just kind of making sure that it's not going to pop up anywhere. Putting it on the main spots. And this is why you definitely need a liquid glue for this. Okay, and we're just gonna, whoops, good, it was upside down. We're gonna put this right here. I'm just going to push it down here. Got a little bit of glue there. Okay, and then you press down firmly until it stays, and it should stay fairly quickly if you're using the fine tip glue pen. And then I'm gonna go ahead and get started on my other one. And then I'm gonna put the lid on it so it doesn't, you know, clog like I just said. Okay. This class is probably, if this was the first class you've taken from me, this is probably more of an intermediate, but anybody can do it. It just means it takes a little bit more time to make the projects. Most of my classes, the cards are pretty quick. This one just is a little more time consuming. Okay, stick this on here, and then I'm also going to put my hand on there for a little bit. And I kind of want some of it to stick off of it. So like this one, it is kind of sticking up a little bit. That makes it look more like a tree, right? Okay, let's put our lid on here before it clogs up and we regret it. We are using the fine tip on every project. The tip is to kind of put your finger on there and guide it in there. Just shove it in there. Okay, so now we're going to take these pieces here. These pieces here. Did I say that right? Okay, and we're going to take our dimensionals, and I'm just cutting them in half. Like at the bottom, just kind of cutting. I'm using my Stampin' Up! Scissors that were retired last year. Boo-hoo. They are my favorite. Boo-hoo. But just use any scissors. And I'm just going to stick them randomly in spots where it's not going to show through on the other side. There's some spots that are big enough that you can put one of these on here. Or you could even cut one in half if you wanted to. So this one I just have 3, and that's probably going to be enough. It's really up to you how many you want on there. And I'm gonna put this just right on here. Isn't this gorgeous? Okay, just stick it on there. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm just gonna put 3 or 4 randomly throughout here, just so it kind of sticks it on there, and we want it to pop up still. I hear feet. Should I be worried? I hear little feet coming toward me. My kids start school. Did I already say that? They start school next week, so when I post my classes and videotape them, film them after next week, it'll be much more quiet. I do it during the day usually when they're at school. Okay, so we have those on there, and now let's take our cute little flowers, and I can fit one dimensional on each of these. If you lay it flat, you should be able to. You might want to cut one in half. Actually, you might want to cut one in half. It's up to you. Okay, and I'm just going to stick the flower right here. Look at that. Is that so adorable? Okay, take the backing off of it. I'm going to fold it down a little bit. Okay, and now we're going to take the thank yous, and we're going to use 4 full dimensionals on each of these. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, or wait, 1, 2, and 3. How about that? Let's do 3. Because we want it to be above the ribbon and below the ribbon. Okay, and we're almost done with our first one. I think that might have been the most time-consuming one. I'm glad I got it over with first, aren't you guys? We can relax for the other 2. They're all equally gorgeous. It's a great, great bundle to have. Thank you. Okay, so aren't these just beautiful? So beautiful. My absolute favorite. Okay, the next one we're going to do is going to be this one here. And this one, there's hardly any, oops, I'm gonna lose my adhesive. There's hardly any paper. I do believe we have, there's going to be a piece of Old Olive, an extra piece of Old Olive, and you should have 3 sheets of the Sweet Sugar Plum because we're going to be using these to go through the Big Shot. And so this class, or this card also is using the Sweet Sugar Plum. And the only stamp you're going to need is this one right here. So we're using Sweet Sugar Plum with this one. And we'll go ahead and stamp it 2 times on our Sweet Sugar Plum. So we're stamping Sweet Sugar Plum on Sweet Sugar Plum. This one's going to be a flower. The other one was more of, I don't know, kind of like a, I thought of it as a card in spring or something like that. Again, make sure that you stamp on a foam paper or you use your hand to smooth it on the bottom. So I'm just smoothing it like that. Okay. And we are going to be using this one again. And then we're also using the flower one. So let's go ahead, pull out our big shot right here. And I will start with this one on the bottom. And we're doing the same thing that we did a second ago on the last card. Line it up and you should be able to see them through the framelit. They should all match up. And then roll it through forward. And then I'm rolling it through back again. Okay. I'll do the second one for you guys off camera, so we're going to save a little bit of time. And now on this, you're also going to have a ton of extra. Put it in your scrap, save it for other projects. This is the Old Olive, and we're going to go through twice. Okay, and I'll be right back, and we'll put the cards together. Okay, we have all of the pieces now ready to go. I cut these out like I just told you guys, and I cut these out. Aren't these just so adorable? Okay, so let's go ahead and with our Sweet Sugar Plum ink pad, we're going to stamp. This card's going to go this way. So we're going to use, I'm using Your Kindness Makes a Difference. Feel free to switch out if there's a sentiment that fits with the card design that we're doing. Feel free to switch something out if you need more You're in My Thoughts card, or if you are cards, or if you need more thank you. Okay, let me get a block. And for this one, you could probably fit on a smaller one, but I'm using the block size D. Oops, wrong side. Okay, so Your Kindness Makes a Difference. That is really a sweet sentiment. I love how I love everything that came with this stamp set. It's actually a really good deal. Okay, so now let's go ahead and start putting this together. We're going to fold over the 2 pieces of Sweet Sugar Plum cardstock. These are not scored for you. You can just use your bone folder or your finger. Okay, these go like this, and we are going to turn our white pieces, our Whisper white pieces over, add some adhesive, and that goes right like this. Whoops. Okay, that's upside down. And you guys will have, I believe, 1 polka dot and 1 striped sugar plum. I can't remember which one I put in your packets. I just love this designer series paper. You can use it for so much. And that's just a little strip, just to add a little touch of pattern to it. Gives it a different look. Okay, and now we're going to take our fine tip glue pen, and I'm going to do my flowers. And this one's real easy. I'm just squeezing it all up here and putting a little bit on the leaves. Okay. I see where you wanted to land. And now I'm going to just put this down at the bottom. It's going to go diagonal, and it is going to be on your pattern paper. Let me show you guys when I lift my hand up. See how it's on my pattern paper? Okay, I'm going to do the same thing with this one. Put a little bit of the glue on. If you haven't ordered the fine tip glue pen, I would add it on your next order. It's really inexpensive and it lasts a long time. You will definitely need it. If you're ordering any product from the holiday catalog, there are a ton of cute framelits that go with the stamp sets that you'll need a fine tip glue pen for. Okay. And now with the last step, we're going to do the same thing we did on the first card. We're going to use some of the half dimensionals. Cut them in half. You should really just use an old pair of scissors. I'm using my Stampin' Up! Ones. Probably not the best idea. I'll have to clean those off. Okay. And I'm just going to stick these on here. So 1, 2, and 3. And then this is going to look like this. Just fit it on there. Make sure it doesn't go off of your card. There you go. You might want to bring it up this way a little bit. Or a good idea is to lay it out first, just to make sure that you have room for it all. Okay, and the last one is right here. Okay. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, card 2 is done. Whoops. Just gonna stick that on here. Okay, we've got our card 2 done, and it is time now for our last and final card. So we are going to use the pink cardstock. And then you will have one polka dotted old olive and you'll have one striped. And you're going to have this right here. So let me show you what you're going to do. So we'll go ahead and stamp. I've already done the Big Shot work on this one just to save a little time with this class video. So I stamped on the piece of old olive cardstock. I stamped the top part again, but I stamped it in old olive 2 times. And then I ran it through my Big Shot. And then I was actually able to use the leftover from the first card of the early espresso to cut out 2 more. So that leaves you a whole extra sheet of early espresso. So you can have fun with that. Just put it in your supplies for backup. Okay, so we're using these. And then we're going to go ahead and stamp. We're using, like I said, the early espresso and the old olive ink pad. Can't speak today. So we're going to use these. And I'm using, I hope you feel appreciated. I really, really like that saying. And I made some thank you cards with this as well. And I think it's a great card and sentiment to give to someone. I hope you feel appreciated. There's so many people in our life that do so much for them. And I hope they know how much that we appreciate it. So this card, these are going to go this way. These were cut with the banner, the Big Shot framelits banners. And we're going to stamp, I hope you feel appreciated in each one of these. Another great thing about these photopolymers that you can just see right through them. Okay. And let's put the early espresso away. You're only going to need it right there. And then we're using our old olive. And you used it already on this part. Now we're also going to take the white pieces of cardstock right here. And we're using the little grass piece. Little grasses. Grasses? That doesn't sound right. Grass layer. Okay. And it's this right here at the bottom. And I need a longer one for that. I'm just going to grab this because this is the first one I see. Okay, let's see, which way does it go? I think it goes this way. And we're doing, you might want a piece of background paper if you want to stamp off a little bit. I should be using background, but you know I have my custom designed table and I'm able to stamp on it and just wipe it off. But most people don't have that, right, in your craft room. So you might want to use a background. All right. Okay. And that's all the stamping that we're doing for this card. Now we can go ahead and turn this over, and let's use our adhesive. And we're going to put that on our pattern paper. Now again, remember, one of your sheets will be the polka dotted from the designer series paper stack, and one will be stripes. I'm just going to put that on here, and let's fold our pink pirouette. I wanted a really nice contrasting color, and although we're not using pink anywhere on the card, it's coordinating with the old olive and the early espresso. So think about that when you guys are going through your collection. You don't have to have everything matchy-matchy. I didn't even use the pink pirouette ink pad on this at all, but it looks really nice together, and I wanted a lighter color. So I'd like to see what you guys come up with and really think out of the box. Okay, put this on here and put this one on here. Okay, so now it is time to take our fine tip glue pen again, and we're going to use it on these trees. These trees. And I'll start with one here. Just kind of getting it a little bit here and there. I'm not putting it on every single piece, remember. Whoops. Sometimes it's even on my hand. Okay. All right. Turn this over. And I'm going to put it kind of up at the top like this. Just kind of where the tip part is on my grass. I'm actually going to be covering the bottom. We're going to be covering the bottom part up. So hold that down just for a second so it can just set up in the cardstock. And then we're going to use the other one right here. Do the same thing. Okay. And here we go. Okay. Put a little bit on there. All right. And then put your hand down there like that. And we're almost done. I gotta get my fine tip. Look, I did that with one hand. So talented this morning, I guess. Okay, so we have that on there. And we're gonna do the same thing with the top here. Let's put the half pieces of the dimensionals on here again, just randomly, put them in spots. So they kind of stay on there a little bit. Where did I put them earlier? I can't find the same spots. And we'll put one up here. Okay. Do the same thing on this one. I'm gonna need more pieces cut. Okay, I hope you all have enjoyed this class. I love doing my classes for you so much. Thank you so much for letting me share what I love with you all. And I hope you're able to finish these cards with no problem as well. Okay. My next class, you won't need a big shot. It comes with the punch. I have a couple more classes I'm doing in August before we start the holiday catalog. Woohoo! So excited for that. And all of you guys should have received the holiday catalog in your class packet. Not my team, but my customers. You guys should have got one. You're gonna love it. Love it, love it, love it. If you have any requests for classes, please email me from the holiday catalog if you see anything you're wondering if I'm going to do a class on. I for sure am doing one on Paisley. So no questions about that one. And then the cookie cutter Christmas, I'm doing one for sure with that one. So those are two that you'll know I'm doing for sure. You can plan on. Okay, we're just going to put the, I hope you feel appreciated right there. Just a simple card. But so beautiful. Wonderful. Okay, I hope you enjoyed my Thoughtful Branches online class. And I hope to see you all in another one of my classes soon. And I hope you have a fabulous day. Bye.